there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamsinentertainment. Today I'm joined again by Walt and Sam. Sam's new to the podcast and to the channel. We're going to be talking about superheroes again. And we got a lot to talk about because, well, we got some news. You may have heard about Chadwick Boseman. Unfortunately, he's passed. But we'll get to that.
That sucks.
All right, Sam.
Yes.
Where did you get your love for superheroes?
First, I don't even know to look at you or the camera. I don't even know.
Whichever you want to do.
Alrighty then.
You want to talk to the audience? Talk to me.
Yeah.
Go back and forth.
I'll be like a news anchor. This is what happened. What was that again?
Where did you get your love for superheroes? Where'd that start?
My love for superheroes came from the cartoon Teen Titans on Cartoon Network back in 2006, I believe. That was one of the best shows I ever watched. Still is one of the best shows. It's on DC Universe, and you guys want to check it out. Actually, it's on HBO Max now. Mm-hmm. So you have two places to watch it.
And your first superhero favorite?
Robin.
Robin?
Because he was awesome. I usually gravitate...
Which one? Dick Grayson?
Dick Grayson, obviously. I usually gravitate towards heroes that are just like me, you know, natural-born leaders, handsome, things like that. Anything of that sort I'm into.
And your first favorite villain?
That's a tough one. There's just so many to pick. So the problem with Teen Titans is all the heroes in that show were good, but I felt the villains were very lacking.
Well, all the A-listers are with the A-listing superheroes.
Put them in Justice League, which is ironic. I didn't really like that show much. I was like, when I was a teenager, I'm like, man, these kids are my age. I don't want to watch like ripped dudes. It's not my style. Villain, man, I don't know.
So what if you can't think of your first one? Where would your favorite? Who's your favorite superhero and villain now? And then we'll ask your favorite villain next because I didn't get to that.
No, we didn't.
I would do him first so I can think better.
All right, who's your favorite?
Villain would be
first villain and now.
Joker, probably then and now. Because he's my favorite one because he's more intelligent than you give him credit for.
Well, I mean that's part of a genius. He
more,
comes off as insane and incompetent, but he's actually not.
No, because when he makes a plan, it makes sense to nobody but him. And Heath Ledger personified it the most. The way Michael Caine described him. He can't be bargained with, bullied with, or reasoned with. He's the person who wants to watch the world burn. You don't give a fuck about... You can have all this money on the table and he'll still burn it just for the fuck of it. Like,
or the way he describes himself. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I don't know what I would do if I would
I don't know
catch
what to fucking do, but he'll figure it out when he gets there. And he still will make you want to kill him. But of course Batman doesn't in the movies anyway. In the video games, certain animated movies, yeah, sure. But the only way to stop him is to kill him, and they never do it. You saw the movie. Yeah. He took the gun. Come on, do it. You want this to stop? Put a bullet in my fucking head and it will stop. And they never do it.
He holds the barrel, though.
Yeah, but still, he's still like, come on, do it. All this pain and suffering, you'll get your revenge. Just put a bullet in my head and this will all go away. And nobody does it.
Where did it start, though? Which actor? Nicholson?
Nicholson, now
Caesar,
this is my opinion.
I don't know if there was...
Caesar Romero was
there someone before Caesar Romero? Because I know there were like Batman. I don't know if they were
30s.
I don't know if they were full-length films, but there were Batman movies.
Yeah, a few.
In like 30s, 40s.
Yeah, shit like that.
But was there any Joker there?
I don't believe
I haven't seen any of those. That'd be really interesting to watch.
There's only the inspiration.
Caesar Romero was
the Laughing Man.
The Laughing
Man.
Yeah.
I tried watching that movie. It's
very slow paced. It's a hard get.
Yeah, it is.
Caesar Romero was campy for what it was.
Well, yeah.
Jack Nicholson was more crime boss.
Right.
Heath Ledger was more anarchist. Jared Leto was flashy gangster, quote unquote, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Then you got Joaquin Phoenix shit, which was something completely different. That's something different.
No, that was part of a meme. They went through all the different Jokers, and they come to Joaquin Phoenix. It said 40-hour work week.
Oh shit!
It's so true, though.
Yeah, true. But you saw 3 different Jokers 3 different ways, which I never thought would ever happen. When it was announced, remember when it was announced that Heath Ledger was going to play Joker? People lost their fucking mind. Like, no, he can't pull it off. We already saw the best. What can he do? Well, we saw what he could do.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off perfectly. And I loved it.
Everyone mentioned the guy from Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, everybody said
All right.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't as keyed in when Heath Ledger was coming up as a Joker as I am now. So I'm not really familiar with the controversy back then.
Because
he only had like 6 movies.
Of him, yeah, and he been around.
Well,
yeah.
6 big movies.
Right, but it was like him as the Joker. You were already trying to compare him to Jack Nicholson, and it wasn't even out yet.
They said the same thing about Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah, because he was more known for more comedic shit.
Right,
He especially
like the movie before that or so.
Yeah.
Was Beetlejuice.
Right.
Which you would have thought at the time he would have been the Joker. Because Beetlejuice is Joker-esque.
They judged him on, what was that movie called? Mr. Nanny or something?
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a very vanilla comedy. Very vanilla family comedy.
Yeah, but it was funny.
It has some chuckles, but it's, yeah.
But everybody, guys, like the guy said, Michael Keaton broke the internet and there was no internet. Because nobody saw him as Batman.
Right.
They didn't see Michael Keaton as this big menacing figure who's going to stop crime.
Yeah.
I'm still a Val Kilmer fan, personally.
All right, well, teach his own.
Still the best. Still, people disagree with me to this day. Best Bruce Wayne, George Clooney.
Okay. Here's the part we're going to kill Sam on camera.
No.
America,
Listen to
forgive me.
Listen to me. Bruce Wayne.
Wait. Even though Clooney goes around apologizing for Batman and Robin.
Listen to me. He's a horrible Batman. But for Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne is supposed to be a billionaire playboy who pretends to be an idiot. Well, fuck me if he doesn't do that well. I mean, George Clooney.
Actually, now that I think of it, they never really show Bruce Wayne in those movies. They don't show they don't show his persona that much. I mean, they do in Batman Begins, but they don't really show the Bruce Wayne persona that much in any of the movies.
Really.
I don't think
they tried to just enough.
Maybe we'll get it with the new what's his name?
Pattinson.
My issue with most Batmans is all the Bruce Wayne sucked. You know, I don't think anyone has been Bruce Wayne.
No, I like Ben Affleck. Surprisingly, I like.
But
Ben
he played
Affleck.
it differently. Like he's older. Like he's drinking more. He's like, whatever.
Ben is the closest.
Yeah.
But still Ben has those moments where he's like threatening people and he's like.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like him as the Batman in Batman v Superman. Because,
I loved him because that was where it was.
Yeah, but
that's where you saw it the most.
This is the Batman where he's like killing people and using guns. It's like, come on.
True, but like I said, he's older. He's tired. He's like, look, I've been through so fucking. Look at him. He's drinking more, which he would pretend to drink or get drunk, just to put on a show for people.
I mean,
he's banging every fucking model he can get his hands on just on GP.
The argument could be made that Michael Keaton's also used it because of the guns in the Batmobile. But he didn't use them.
But he did blow up the fucking factory people in it.
Well, no, Michael Keaton's Batman burned a guy to death in the Batmobile.
Yeah, the second one, Batman Returns.
I've only seen that once. I'm not a fan of Batman Returns.
No, but no, and Christopher Nolan's trilogy, Christian Bale played Bruce Wayne pretty well. The car with the girls in it. Getting in the fucking hotel fountain, fucking around.
Like you see a little bit of it in Batman Begins,
but they never go all the way.
Yeah,
no, it's just enough when you
just
get
be an idiot.
It would be interesting to see Pattinson, right?
Right.
To do like an actual like dayside Bruce versus nightside Bruce, and you actually see him playing a character, much like you would see in the Zorro. In Zorro, every time I've seen Zorro anything, it's always a healthy balance of seeing the persona and the real person.
Right. They pull that off.
They could do that with Batman easily.
My point is that when you look at Bruce Wayne, you should never even think in a million years, what?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Right.
Never him.
When I see Christian Bale, he's just going, oh, this sucks.
You're right.
He's even doing the voice when he's moody. Oh shit.
And look at Ben Affleck. Like I said, he was drinking. He's partying. Like he's just hanging out. With, he don't care no more. At least has that look. Like I'm tired of this bullshit. Let me just. I'll do it because I have to do it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's drinking more, banging more women more. He don't care. Going to underground fights and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like who cares?
Right.
So that's just me. But I liked him as Batman. Everybody, for some reason, everybody hated the idea of him. But he physically looks more like he could be Bruce Wayne or Batman.
Who?
He's Ben Affleck. He's tall enough. He's big enough. He hits the fucking gym to pull it off.
Best Batman hands down.
But you still say Val Kilmer,
Well,
which, please explain this to me.
I was just kidding with Val Kilmer. No, Ben Affleck's the best Batman, hands down. Val Kilmer was the worst.
So far, he's the Batman that has the best fight scenes.
Who?
Affleck.
Yes.
Like from BVS, the few things I liked about BVS is the one warehouse fight.
Yeah.
That was like the best choreographed bat fight I've ever seen because like they took it directly out of Arkham video games.
Yeah.
Right.
And I thought we would see that more with Christian Bale, but we didn't see it.
No,
like that
and actually the choreographing actually gets worse with Christian Bale, and especially like my martial arts background. It's really difficult to watch the Christian Bale.
You think he's just
He's
going through
very.
emotions?
Yeah, it's very he's not relaxed, he's very tense, and it's just you can just see that it's very choreographed. Where with Ben Affleck, it looked very fluid, looked like it was actual fighting.
Also, he gets hit. Like
Yeah,
Christian Bale is
stabbed.
just like.
Yeah, he's
like
kind of
tanking everybody. Ben Affleck
he's got God
actually
mode
taking
on.
some hits.
Yeah,
Takes the hits.
he gets shot in the head.
Yes. He
That
gets
was
stabbed.
so
He
crazy.
gets stabbed. He goes, oh, and like that's what the shit you want
That's
to
the
see.
funniest part. It's like,
Yeah.
what's the point of this armor if I don't take any damage?
Yeah.
I was going there with a target on my back.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, they showed Batman kicking ass in the new trailer, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see more of that in this new Batman.
They might, because it looks like a darker, grittier look any fucking way.
Yeah,
So I think they're going to go that route.
I think muscle wise he's still too small though.
How tall is Robert
He's-
Pattinson
he's
supposed to be?
He's
Early.
probably like at least 6'5", 10, 6 foot.
Okay. Well, that's negligible on film any fucking way.
and plus they could give him lifts and boots and stuff like that. But I mean, I think I've only seen one trailer, but I think he's a little too small. But this is like Batman Year 5 or something like that.
Nah,
So he's
this is
still getting new to it.
It's year 2.
Year 2?
Year two,
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
so-
Second year in, and
So
the
he's like
show,
what, 22 or something like
Yeah,
that?
he's gonna be like really early because again he like does all his training and by the end of his training he's like 23, 24.
And I don't think they're going to have Jeffrey Wright play Commissioner Gordon just yet. He might still be playing like Lieutenant Gordon or some shit like that before it gets to that point.
HBO Max will be doing a show, a prequel to the new Batman.
Really?
Which will be the year 1 of Batman, but it's going to mainly be Gotham City Police Department.
Right.
That's going to be the focus. They're just going to probably mention them on the way.
Now, they're still going. Is Ben Affleck still going to do his version for HBO Max or no?
He is going to be in the new Flash movie. That's all I know.
Yeah, but I thought he was hell bent. I thought HBO Max was hell bent on making him give them their version because he wants to do his own version.
From what I've read, Ben Affleck wanted to do a solo movie.
Right.
He made his script.
Right.
A lot of people said the script was great. It was going to be like a crime noir drama
Right.
centered around Batman. That was the original idea. But then they were like, this probably won't sell well. They got rid of the script. Ben Affleck even said before they got rid of the script that if it ain't my script, I don't want to do it.
Right.
Right.
And plus, at the same time, he was going through his own stuff.
Yeah, he was
so he had to get
alcoholic.
through, yeah.
He was being an asshole.
And Justice League didn't wow everybody the way he thought it should.
Well, I mean,
So that's
that
another
was
reason why
split
they
between
priced it in.
two directors, and we got to wait until January for the Snyder Cut to come out.
Oh, it's January now? Are they sure?
I think it's been January.
No, I heard
think
something
it was-
else a while ago.
I
so
heard
wasn't
it.
sure.
I always heard it was going to be the beginning of 2021.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's this?
Snyder Cut.
That's
I heard that was going to be. I've always heard it was the beginning of 2021.
well,
I
we'll
think we
see.
know the date. They said the date, I think.
I haven't seen a fucking date yet. Have you?
From what I heard, it's like mid-2021. It's going to be split into 4 episodes. It's going to be a 4-hour-long movie.
Oh, shit.
Well, they said...
Well, it has to be with all the crap that they put in.
I think they said they'll probably release both versions, like a 4-hour-long movie, or you can split it into episodes. But
Kind of
again,
like what they do with the Hateful Eight on Netflix.
Oh yeah, intermissions.
No, they were 4 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
So I said today, wait, uninterrupted. Why would they do that?
It's 4 hours long.
It didn't bother me. Maybe I was just so excited to see that I just didn't give a fuck. I just wanted to see it.
That's Hateful Eight had like intermissions at the end.
Yeah,
So it was like 3.5 hours long.
But I want to get back to Pattinson a little bit. Another thing I want for that movie is to see more of the detective side.
Yeah, I think you will in this one.
I mean, you see it sprinkled throughout the Batman movies that have been out, the live action ones anyway. But the only time you really see it, the only Batman film that's been on big screen like worldwide, was Mask of the Phantasm.
What, as far as detective work goes?
As far as like a definitive Batman story, that is like a lot of people, and I agree with this, is that is the best Batman movie to grace the silver screen.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Despite the fact that it's and then I mentioned this in our conversation.
Right. It was a good story because it was a good story because it was such a surprise to see that side of it.
Yeah, and
to see Bruce Wayne second guess himself, propose to this woman, and not going to do it at all.
Right.
Like, wow, like you got that.
I mean, the scene where he's at his parents' grave, pleading to them. Like, I wasn't expecting to be happy.
Right.
Like, you never see this in live action. And now that they have this trilogy lined up with Pattinson.
Right. You think you'll see it?
I hope so.
So by the second one, you think he's going to propose?
Oh, I don't know anything about that. But, I mean, I want to see more of the Bruce Wayne versus Batman. Like, the Bruce Wayne persona versus Bruce Wayne Batman.
Now, it's funny. You know where we saw that differential? I don't know if y'all saw it or not. In Netflix of Daredevil.
Yeah?
Because in season 2, the shit he's doing at night as Daredevil is conflicting with him being Matt Murdock, lawyer, in the daytime. And there was like a couple episodes where that was a problem, where one's conflicting with the other. So they pull this off in Batman, we'll love it. If Netflix can fucking do it.
I still haven't seen any Marvel TV.
Oh,
is it still on Netflix, or did it switch over to DC? Disney.
It's still on.
Still there.
Oh yeah.
Would be my record.
I thought it would have switched over to Disney by now.
No. All still there. Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
But they're not making anything new, are they?
No, they're done.
Yeah.
They pulled
we don't know.
They're done, or they just kind of like, it's not making money, we're going to pause it for a while.
For some reason, they pulled the plug on it, and they didn't explain why.
The licensing ends in November. That's all I know. And once that is over, then we'll know what's going on with those 4 characters.
Disney's probably waiting on their haunches.
Who knows?
But again, I mean, there's a lot of early concepts for Daredevil. Like season 1 did so well.
Yeah.
Before Tom Holland became Spider-Man, they were going to have Charlie Cox play Daredevil in Civil War. Before that, because they were doing all the negotiations and they were falling through like constantly. So there was 2 scripts for Civil War that had Daredevil as the 5th member of Iron Man's team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we'll never know.
And then they made the deal with Sony.
Then they made.
Okay, so since we're going into Marvel now,
right?
When did you hear about Chadwick Boseman?
We were at work.
Were we?
Yeah. I was. I ran up to a coworker.
No, I was still on vacation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I saw it. I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Somebody's playing this."
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because it was like a day or 2 old when I learned about it, and I actually Googled it. It's like, oh man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, it was colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's okay. He was in like his early mid-40s, not that young, but he was a healthy.
43. I'm sorry.
He was a healthy guy.
Right.
He had. Well, I mean, obviously for Black Panther and stuff.
Yeah.
But you would think that, I mean, especially with today's technology, relatively young, healthy guy would have beaten it. But
he found it at stage 3.
I think he found it late, and he was fighting it as much as he could. I think.
That's. Well, no, I heard he got it when it was discovered or diagnosed in 2016.
Okay, so he was working for Marvel by that time.
Yeah, that's my only.
It was stage
theory.
3.
That was my I don't know if theory is the right word, but my only theory is that he was more focused on doing what he loved, which is acting,
right,
and then getting healthy, kind of like what Jim Henson did. Jim Henson, got sick from pneumonia, but never got. I mean, not.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Chadwick Boseman got what help he
could in between movies and working and everything like that. Yeah, but still.
But
so the whole time he was doing. When did Captain America Civil War come out? 'Cause that was his first time.
That was 2016.
Okay, so he was working.
They filmed in 2015 probably.
So he had it then and was still working from Civil War all the way up until fucking Endgame.
Probably had it since
fighting it.
He probably had it since like 2012.
So can imagine all that.
Stage 3.
Yeah, the chemo back and forth, exercising, getting in shape, making sure you try to maintain your weight for this goddamn role, and then you lost all that weight later on.
I guess, I mean, this is pure speculation that we're having right here, but at some point, the executive team and Chadwick Boseman had to have had some kind of conversation.
They didn't know.
Nah, Disney didn't know.
Really?
He didn't tell any fucking.
Oh, so this is. Oh, wow.
They didn't tell anybody.
He didn't tell any
yeah,
fucking.
Disney was pissed. Who's dead?
Do either of you know if they started filming Black Panther 2?
He was actually like I think his last interview said he was
They were
getting in
supposed to.
shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if saw the last.
Because he signed on to do it three Black Panther movies. Period.
He just did an interview, like not an interview, but like Instagram Live, whatever, where he was like, "Yeah, a couple weeks, I'm gonna start getting in shape for Black Panther 2. We're gonna start filming in like January."
Right.
So
Now this fucks up everything.
So he really kept it private, and it's his family after the fact.
I think somewhere it was some story they put out that even his mother knew about it, but she told not to tell anybody. That was something I read somewhere. I don't know how true the fuck that is or not, but that's what was.
That's really bizarre. I mean, I know you want to keep you want to
should.
have as much of a private life as possible as a celebrity.
Yeah.
But you'd also want to get healthy too, so you can keep on doing what you love.
But he was doing that on his own.
I mean, telling people's not gonna make you healthier.
Well, no, I understand that. I mean, aside from that, I mean, take care of you.
He probably knew he wasn't gonna make it. He probably knew. He probably was.
Because he got married the last fucking minute.
Yeah.
It was a long time to get some girlfriend. He got married to her like on the fly, like just to make it. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought they were living together or some shit. And God forbid, when you die, your family gonna come and just take every fucking thing. Your girlfriend can't say anything.
Yeah.
But now you have a wife, then she's all good.
Again, pure speculation. My thought would be like once they told him stage 3, probably told him like 5 years at max. He was like, all right,
fuck it.
I'm not telling anybody. I'm making as much money as I can for my family.
Yeah.
Because if he told Disney, oh, I got stage 5 or stage 3,
they would have found.
They would have said, well, we got a whole contract.
Fuck all, and that probably would have put him out of work, and not to mention who else would have been out of work.
I mean, right.
So at least now it's set in stone. There's gonna be another one, but they don't know which way to go. Is it gonna be the sister? Are they gonna recast? That's what people don't want. Y'all don't want that, right?
Well, okay. The sister is one route. Right. If they go any route, I would want to go that way.
The sister, okay.
Yeah, because T'Challa left no children.
No.
And the only other Black Panther was the villain.
The cousin who got killed.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
The only thing that
he's totally dead. I mean, yes, it's comic book world.
Is he, ladies and gentlemen?
It's comic book world.
I mean,
they could totally do like, okay, I wasn't going to mention this because I think it would be too soon, but get Michael B. Jordan to become Black Panther.
And the third one, not this one.
Well,
the third one, bring him back.
See, there's only two choices.
Judging by your reaction, it doesn't seem like it's a bad idea to bring up Michael B. Jordan. He's already been Black Panther. Grant you, he was an evil Black Panther, but they could resurrect him and give him the memories. You know, with Doctor Strange and everything, they can make it really convoluted, really convoluted and contrived. But
you are really digging for this one. You are fishing like a motherfucker for something.
It don't even gotta be convoluted. You could have set up that when Tony did the snap, just for some reason.
He also thought of like, we need another Black Panther.
Not even that, but like Doctor Strange or someone could have said like, you know, Black Panther got stage 3 cancer.
Jesus Christ, no. But that we'll never know.
I know. I would
because some people say for the second one, do not recast.
I would rather.
That's too much right now.
I would rather they would go with Shuri as the Black Panther.
That would work.
Or who was the love interest? I mean, they didn't really play it up.
Yeah.
But they could go with her.
Maybe.
Or they could go with Okoye.
The possibility.
Or actually no. I heard that for whatever reason, who was the guy? Who was the leader of the other tribe?
The gorilla tribe?
The fifth tribe.
Shit.
First I heard he's going to be the villain in the next one.
But see,
I don't know why.
I heard something differently.
Go ahead.
The second was supposed to be, supposedly, maybe the bigger rumor that went around was Keanu Reeves to play Namor.
I don't know who
Submariner.
Namor. You guys are their comic book
Submariner.
guys. I'm just the movie guy.
The crew cut, kind of pointy ears and wings on his feet. He's the king of Atlantis in Marvel.
Yeah, he's basically just...
He's the king of Atlantis in Marvel.
That sounds goofy, even for comic books.
Look, you have to look it up. You haven't seen it.
Namor.
They've used it. They've used the character before in cartoons and comic books for years.
Namor's the biggest villain for Fantastic Four that isn't Galactus.
I thought Dr. Doom was.
Oh well, yeah, Doctor Doom.
Yeah, the three of them are the biggest. At least Namor has a reason. He's trying to save his.
I've heard a lot of ideas shot around for Black Panther 2. I've heard Doom being the villain. Black Panther 1, the director wanted Kraven to be the villain, but they didn't have the rights for Kraven.
No, that's more of a Sony thing with Spider-Man than...
Yeah, the director for Black Panther 1, like, right before the movie was shot, he was like, I got to make Black Panther, which is great, but, like, it sucks that I didn't get Kraven because I wanted him to be the villain.
Yeah. But Keanu Reeves' name went around as a rumor to play the Submariner. So, who knows? We'll never know. Unless you hear Keanu Reeves say it himself, you know what I'm saying? We'll never fucking know.
No, he's going to be doing
exactly
John Wick 4 before he probably does a Marvel.
All right, that's fine.
Which I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there were a bunch of comic book movies that should have been out already, but because of COVID, the only one that's come out so far, to my knowledge, is Birds of Prey. Was there any other?
Mutants just came out last week.
Yes, I want to see that. That's been postponed a few years.
It was.
Right? This movie has been made for like 2 or 3 years, and it's only been released now.
I remember hearing 2 years ago that their test screenings, people were like, "This is the worst comic book movie ever made."
Yeah, I remember you said that before. Yeah, and I was like, "Really?" Like
they said the same thing about Dark Phoenix. They were like, "These."
I didn't care for that much.
I didn't see Dark Phoenix. I have no intentions of seeing Dark Phoenix.
Allegedly, on purpose, these movies were made shit.
Why?
Because Fox wanted to lower the cost of
the franchise.
Yeah.
Cut off their nose to spite their face.
Why would they want to lower the cost when they're selling? You want to make it as good as possible, so it's like, well, look how well it did. You have to pay us this much more because it's awesome.
Maybe Marvel was like, you know what, we don't even want it. So, like, when you make them intentionally, like, the average fan probably doesn't even know there's a separate universe. So when you have these horrible movies in this, like, people think, oh, they're in the same universe as, Doctor Strange and stuff.
Right.
But then, like, oh, but these movies suck. I'm never seeing another Marvel movie ever again. And Fox, like, well, you better buy it or we're going to keep making them.
So,
we're going to make them worse.
Black Widow.
That was supposed to come out.
That was supposed to come out in May.
May, yeah.
That got pushed back.
Wonder Woman 84 was supposed to come out, like, in June.
That's still going to come eventually, right?
They're both coming. I think they're both coming out in, like... I think Black Widow's like late October, and Wonder Woman 84 is going to be like early mid-November.
Who else was put on hold since this shit happened?
Yeah, we finally got a trailer for Wonder Woman.
I've seen the trailer 1,000 times already.
I can't remember what other...
Black Widow, I remember being upset about it. I want to see that real good.
Oh, wait, just coming out this year.
No movies have come out recently.
Yeah.
Just coming out this... Well, yeah.
But you say all the Marvel and DC ones have been pushed back.
The Marvel ones that were supposed to and are coming out. Or already out. So you have Birds of Prey, New Mutants, Black Widow, Wonder Woman 84. Am I missing any?
I can't think of anything.
I mean, Marvel has slowed down after Endgame.
Yeah, because they had Spider-Man.
I mean, after Far From Home, they slowed down because it used to be like 2 or 3 movies a year.
But everybody catch their breath. Like, Jesus
I think
Christ.
Even they said after Endgame we're kind of going to take a hiatus.
But they have another phase 2 coming out.
We still have Guardians 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, James Gunn said he's going to do Suicide Squad 2 before Guardians 3.
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide
That's
Squad.
it.
Yeah.
Not 2. It's not a sequel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's a retcon?
It's a retcon.
Oh my god.
Alleged. I don't know fully.
No, because
I think
different
it's a
characters. You got Harley Quinn. You got fucking Polka Dot Man. You got King Shark. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are you bringing in all these C-listers that only...
What I tell you last time...
Only people like us, like you guys read comics, and I watch some of the animated movies. I know who these guys are. But, like, the Shark guy is this, like, Killer Croc light.
King Shark has been seen on cartoons and on the Flash TV show.
Yeah, but I would guarantee you that more people know who Killer Croc are than they know who King Shark is.
Well, now you have more time to look at the fuck up because everything's getting pushed back.
Right.
So you have more time to go do your homework.
Yeah,
You
team
really
ups
do.
have always been C-listers since the 50s, you know. Oh, these characters aren't selling well, just put them together, see what happens. And then when people read them, like, oh, I like this character, let's make a single issue run for them, let's see how it works.
Look at the Harley Quinn character. She wasn't created until the 90s.
She wasn't. Yeah, but she
look
she
how
was created in the animated series.
Right, and look how much she's
then
blown
became
up.
and then became a comic book character.
and look how much she's blown up.
Yeah.
And she was it was just thought of out of nowhere. But you had like you said, these C-listers have been around forever. Now they're getting some time to shine.
Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Those were C-listers. I mean, no one knew
Yeah,
who...
people they took a big
Star-Lord.
gamble on Guardians, and they took a big gamble on Ant-Man. Because who wants to see a shrinky guy? I mean, that was kid stuff back in the '90s with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
True.
And then they made an awesome movie.
But
about a guy
they
that-
also made
He's
Avengers
also a
animated
bigger
movies
guy,
too.
Yeah, you
He
don't
gets
see that
big.
until Civil War.
Okay?
No. Yeah,
I'm
so
not
yeah,
just
Civil
the
War.
shrinky guy.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, like first time you see him, they're
Mhm.
pitching like this guy shrinks, he becomes the size of an ant,
Right.
and like you're taking a gamble on that first time through.
But look when they did it. They did it in the middle of all the other Marvel stuff that was
Right.
out. So
I mean,
each movie that didn't seem like was going to be that good was kind of like an appetizer to the main course.
Well, I mean, they
Each
also
time.
had really good marketing, and they had really good, for the most part, end credit scenes.
Right.
I mean, towards the
for Ant-Man?
For all the Marvel
No, for
movies.
all the Marvel movies, for the most part, when you got closer and closer to Endgame,
Mhm.
the end credit scenes became pointless. I mean,
Not to me.
Ant-Man and Wasp, it was just an ant drumming.
It was
That's
funny.
stupid.
But the scene
I
after
like
that, though.
I liked it. I liked the end credit scenes where it was a hook for the next movie.
Right.
Uh,
You got company?
I think that's a ghost.
I mean, it could be an animal coming through because that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
It's a raccoon.
But each Marvel movie led you up to, it got you ready for the next one.
I see
and
what
the-
you did there.
The lesser one, the lesser known ones, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, a little
Right,
bit.
but
They still kept you going. Like, okay,
What I
this
was
is
getting
going
at,
somewhere.
like another bad one, but it's not as bad as the Ant
hmm
end credit scene. I mean,
Okay, which one?
Homecoming
Yes.
with Captain America.
Oh,
It's not a good one, but it's hilarious. It was
Yeah.
like,
but it works because it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
you know what
sitting
I'm
there the whole time,
Yeah.
did nothing.
saying?
I don't. What, any idea if that was improv or not? Because it seemed like it was improv.
Who knows?
Or maybe the ending was like, how many more are we doing?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, look at the scene of the ending credit scene of Captain Marvel. Well, Nick Fury wasn't even there the whole
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
time. He's on his little vacation room. And, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, you mean the end of Far From Home. The end of Captain Marvel was the
That's
cat,
right, yeah,
cat
right.
throwing up
The
the,
cat,
Tesseract. No, at the end of Far From Home, it
Far
was
From Home. It
yeah,
wasn't
it was,
him at all. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
shit.
Nick Fury on vacation.
Yeah, and the alien cloned and did the other.
Which is like, I mean, it's still not as bad as just an ant playing drums, but
Mhm.
it's still not that good.
And
of
one
an
of them had
end
fucking
credit scene.
Howard the Duck at the end of, I think it was one
He
of the
was
Avengers
in-
movies. Like,
He was in two of them.
like Howard
I think
the Duck.
I think he
really?
I think he
Guardians
I think
one?
he was like a pan by in one of the second Guardians where
Something, yeah, it was
you just
somewhere
see him.
He was talking. He had a speaking. I'm like, Howard the. That has got to be one of the top 100 worst movies ever fucking made. But it's so. People hate.
It's hilariously bad.
Console.
Yes, it's so bad. It's good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Produced by Lucas, and it's the first Marvel movie. It is the first Marvel movie.
They said, "Fuck
Comics
it, we
sold
just
very
doing
well.
mushrooms."
Howard
this
Duck was
movie."
very popular comic back in the 80s.
Right,
Yeah,
we're
but the
talking about the
movie-
movie that came out in the 80s.
The movie.
I know, I'm saying, like,
And how
why
it's
did-
like-
you asked why they made it.
Yeah.
You go from the first Marvel movie, which is Howard the Duck, to Far From Home. It's a long journey.
How far we've come.
Howard the Duck. Oh my god.
I thought it was good.
I remember when
you
there was,
fucking would, Sam.
I
You
remember
would.
when there were rumors of a new Howard the Duck movie coming out because
be a
of that
comedy.
end credit scene. You let that thing lick you?
Yeah,
That's
it's
disgusting.
Like, oh, man. Like, please. So for shits and giggles, ladies and gentlemen, Go
Watch
see-
Howard Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Watch it twice.
It's so bad, it's good.
I heard the actress's name escapes me, but the one who played Marty McFly's mom.
Leah Thompson.
Thank you. In the Back to the Future movies.
Scrub.
is the
No.
this will give you some idea of what you're getting into.
Mm.
Leah Thompson is the love interest in Howard the Duck. Okay?
Yeah, Thompson's cute.
And who's the guy that gets possessed? The actor's name?
And what?
Howard the Duck.
He was
He plays the
principal.
He plays the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
He was arrested.
He plays the
pedophile. He was
Yeah,
arrested
he's a
years for some
pedophile.
pedophile shit. What was the actor's name? Because
What
he
an
got
asshole.
killed in
he's
he was
normally
in
like
Devil's Advocate.
he's normally the bad guy.
What the fuck is that guy's name?
The only time where he's not really the bad guy is in Beetlejuice where he's playing the
He's a
dad.
bad guy in real life. He was a pedophile.
Well, yeah. But we're just talking about his acting career.
Yeah, what that guy's fucking? I can't remember his name for shit, but I've seen him 1,000 times.
Yeah. That guy!
Just look up that guy who was a pedophile in Hollywood.
Oh, that narrows it the fuck down. We got him. We got the Reverend from
got-
fucking
we got-
Seventh Heaven.
We got Kevin Spacey.
Yes. Who could have been who
Allegedly.
could have been a major villain in Marvel and DC other than that Lex Luthor shit he
No.
did for Super. He
No,
could
he
have
was-
played a good.
He, as much as he tried not to copy or pay homage to Gene Hackman,
Right.
he does anyway because of the way the script's written.
He could have played a good Black Mask.
It was a sequel. So.
Yeah,
I don't know what you call that.
but he didn't want to copy Gene Hackman. But he
Right.
kind of had no choice because of the way the script was written, which
The
is
best
basically
part is it's a sequel, and Kevin Spacey's younger
Mhm.
than Gene Hackman. Gene
Right.
Hackman looks old as shit in Superman 4, and then he gets younger.
Yeah. That wasn't a very good one either.
no. I want to see Lex Luthor done justice in
Never happened.
a movie.
Jesse Eisenberg's best.
Shut up.
I didn't mind him. I was just shocked by the decision.
No,
Of him. I'm
he
like,
was
okay.
horrible. No. You need. I want Lex Luthor to be done justice. I want Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor to be like a
So who-
hoax. He was
okay.
like a front for the entire time, and then Lex Luthor comes out.
So who do you want to
Ca-
play Lex Luthor?
Clancy
Other
Brown.
than Clancy Brown.
Other than Clancy Brown, well, okay.
Like who?
Bryan Cranston already.
He said no.
He said no.
He said no a long
He
time
said
ago.
no
You
now.
can get Bruce Willis.
If he's willing to play Zordon, Bryan Cranston should be willing to play Lex
Yes,
Luthor.
exactly. And Lex Luthor would be a more serious role than Zordon.
Mhm.
I like to.
That was surprising. It was a good movie.
Power Rangers is awesome.
We're not having this
90s
conversation.
Power Rangers is
We're
awesome.
not having this conversation.
Oh, you're just too old.
Yes.
You're too old for Power
I'm
Rangers.
sorry. My brain just works differently. I like getting laid.
I grew up on Power. I grew up on Power Rangers, and you grew up on the later Power Rangers.
No, I grew up on 90s Power Rangers. I was like 6. That's the age for Power Rangers.
Yeah, I was like 12.
Power Rangers, Pokemon, man, get it on.
No, who to play Lex Luthor?
I'm surprised Power Rangers is still going on. There's like 12 series.
I can't think of many guys that look. A black Lex Luthor? Avery Brooks?
I'm
Well,
not
say
down
no-
with that.
Of course you're not. Shut up.
Hey, I'd be for it. Avery Brooks is amazing. He's very intimidating. I mean, especially if he has the goatee. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Avery Brooks for Lex Luthor. Even though he's like 70 now.
Is he?
I think he is.
God damn.
He's up there.
All right. Well,
But-
that's just my vote.
Hey, I'd go for it.
Patrick Stewart played Lex Luthor if he wanted to.
He's
Nah.
no.
Why
He's
not?
already been an iconic superhero.
So was what's his name? Michael Keaton. He played Vulture.
True.
Right.
And even Halle Berry played Storm and Catwoman.
2 great roles, man.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but the Catwoman she played.
She
come
tried
on.
her best. That's all I'm saying.
I never
Don't
seen
get me
that
wrong.
one.
I don't mind
There's a-
looking at Halle Berry in a tight leather suit, but still,
There's a bunch of comic movies I've never seen. Like I never seen Catwoman. I never seen Steel.
you ain't missing nothing.
I love Steel.
Okay, you had to go outside.
The scene where he picks up
I haven't seen all of Spawn.
the roof
What
collapses
the?
in steel.
Oh, okay, the
and
live
it's
action
made
movie
of
Spawn.
styrofoam.
That wasn't bad. Spawn wasn't bad, but still, go outside.
Michael Jai White, yeah, that was good. I like that. Yeah, Michael Jai
Steel-
White needs to keep playing stuff.
I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four movies.
The first two were okay. The reboot sucked.
I heard there was one in the 90s.
There was two.
And there was a Captain America movie in the 90s.
It sucked. It sucked.
Yeah, the shield's made out of
I've
rubber.
seen reviews on all of them.
This sucked.
And they all
It
look
was
horrible.
Even the makeup for Red Skull was like cheesy. It just yeah.
Lou
it just
Ferrigno's
didn't.
Hawk. That was a good show.
You want to see a cheesy movie? Look up Lou Ferrigno as Hercules
It's Hercules?
in the 80s.
What about
Lou
Arnold
Ferrigno-
Schwarzenegger as Hercules?
Hercules goes
in New-
bananas.
Hercules in New York.
It was Hercules.
Where all of his dialogue is dubbed because he still doesn't speak English. You could argue he still doesn't speak English.
Kevin Sorbo's Hercules. That was great, Hercules.
Yes, it was.
Okay, for what it was. Because Saturday afternoon serials are, for the most part, always sucked, except for Xena and Hercules. Name a good Saturday afternoon.
I don't remember them
Saturday
strictly
afternoon
being
show that was
Saturday serials. I remember them being during the week.
No, I remember them as Saturdays. Saturday afternoon serials usually suck.
I don't think I've ever watched an episode of those two shows. I just remember Kevin Sorbo.
So Kevin Sorbo was Hercules, and your girl Lucy Lawless, of course, is Xena. So there you go. Big, tall, thick-legged Amazon woman. Hey,
Did she play Wonder Woman?
she did a voice of Wonder Woman once.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, years ago, they could have thought of her as Wonder Woman, but then she did Xena, and everybody was like, all right, well, you gotta,
Well, now you betrayed us. Now you know what you're doing.
But she did do the voice of Wonder Woman 4, and they loved it. So, go figure.
I remember when Wonder Woman was about to come out, and people were talking about Ronda Rousey doing Wonder Woman. I was like,
Nah.
cool.
Yeah.
I can see her playing like the sidekick to the main villain or something,
If she
but not the main villain.
if she didn't go into WWE and went into actually became an actress from MMA to actress, I would agree with you with Ronda Rousey being Wonder Woman.
Oh, so wrestling discredits yourself now. I see.
I
how
mean,
it is.
it's
You
not.
can't say that.
It's not real acting though. It's kind of like soap opera. It's bad acting.
Dwayne Johnson, John Cena.
Yeah.
Well, even Hulk Hogan.
No.
Help open the door
Dwayne Johnson
for that shit.
You
is
didn't
the
like Suburban Commando.
Dwayne Johnson is the exception to the rule.
John Cena's the exception to this.
No.
He's going to be in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. No, you got me thinking of another MMA woman, Gina Guerrero. She would be great.
See, the
As,
problem, you had to have someone. Yeah, you look good in the octagon, but you gotta look good in the big screen for people to want to see you.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
You can't just hire everybody just because they look good or have to. You know what I mean, it has to be something about them.
have
behind
either of
it.
you seen Haywire?
No.
It's Gina Guerrero. Oh my God, that movie is amazing.
But that's that. We talking about.
How tall is she?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. She's
You don't even
5'7",
know.
5'8".
I said,
She's got to be
either way.
7 foot tall. It's an Amazon.
Now you're starting to sound like Aaron.
No.
You remember Aaron? Or I don't think you ever met.
Nah.
Aaron used to work with us at Home Depot when I was on the Met team still, and he never liked Chris Hemsworth as the Hulk.
Thor.
He's wow, sorry. He never liked Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He said, "Oh, he's too small. Just get a stupid wrestler to play." I was like, "Whoa, what do you mean, like Triple H?" Yeah,
You
get
can't
Triple
get a
H.
fucking wrestler to do
get
everything.
Triple H.
I had a cousin. I used to argue that point. I always would get a wrestler. You can't get a wrestler for every fucking thing. It's stupid. It doesn't work.
No, I joked with him. You should just get the world's strongest man.
Black Adam.
Black Adam, that's right.
Who's the world's strongest man?
Mark Henry?
No.
Well, at one point he was.
Oh,
No.
you're talking about the
guy who
the
played
Mountain?
the Mountain. His name
His
name is Thor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know his last
That's
name.
crazy. But no, you can't get a wrestler to do every fucking.
That
You have
was-
to have the actor, the talent, and the big enough name to hold the movie.
Yeah. Well,
So to get
I
Dwayne
actually,
Johnson as Black Adam, that fucking works because he's built his career up.
in many of those conversations, I finally went on my phone and it was like I looked up his heights versus all the other people in the Marvel universe.
Right.
Hemsworth's the tallest. And he's 6'4", but I even made a joke because he's 6 Thor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because
Robert
the
Downey
character
is-
in Thor is supposed to be 6'6".
6'6" and like probably
Yeah,
300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, so what the fuck? That,
Robert
he,
Downey's like 5'8". He's like
and Tony Stark's
5'9".
played what, 6 feet, give or take?
I mean, height doesn't matter to me.
No, not
You
really.
can put on
No.
some damn stripper boots if you have to,
yeah.
which Tony Stark did do in the 80s.
So
Wild story. Look up Robert Downey stories.
yes,
And
if
then
we all saw Less Than Zero. That was a pretty good idea what we were looking at. You ever see that? That's your new movie assignment. It's an 80s movie, late 80s movie called Less Than Zero.
That's
Andrew McCarthy, Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Getz.
I want to see a Robert Downey Jr. Before his rehab. Because I think I've only seen a Robert Downey Jr. movie after.
Mid 80s up until like the late 90s. Trust me, you can find a lot of shit.
Did I ever tell you the Robert Downey Jr. Wonder Woman story? You never heard that?
I honestly can't tell if you're joking
No,
right
this
now.
is- I think
it's a real story. A hotel room. It's a giant hotel. They're getting a noise complaint because there's so much noise going on.
Mm-hmm.
Cops break into the door, and there's two strippers, and in the middle is Robert Downey Jr. dressed up like Wonder Woman, and they draw their weapons on Robert Downey, and Downey just starts doing this like he's Wonder Woman.
Oh my god.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Allegedly, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, please put allegedly, because we don't need his people reaching out and like, who is this person, spreading lies. But no, look up Less Than Zero. That was a good one.
Less Than Zero?
Less Than Zero. I know it sounds a weird title, but trust me, it was a good movie.
No, you were saying it so fast. You said Lester. It sounded like Lester
Oh no,
Zero.
Less
than
Zero.
Okay. All right.
So that's your new. Because you look up. I give him a bunch of movies to look up every time before his time, just so he can get a good look at them. He's like, "What is this? What is this? What is
Some of them we can't say on YouTube.
this?" Probably not. So what's next?
Well,
Let's go,
okay.
host man.
Well, we mentioned the movies that should have been coming out, but what do you?
Mhm.
Okay, what are your thoughts and aspirations for Black Widow? Let's just talk about Black Widow for a bit.
I mean, we already know what it's going to be. What aspirations could we have? We already see it.
Well, I mean, okay, so
this is finally her backstory.
You think it's too late? You think it should have came in like the middle of the MCU?
No, the whole point was for it to come out much later to see her backstory. Because Endgame came out when?
A year ago.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying
last-
what month did it come out in?
May.
But
May.
her movie was supposed to come out like
May.
after that, like months and months later, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was going to be
Originally?
No, it was gonna be a year later.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So that whole point was supposed to come out after that.
Yeah, but this looks more like a prequel. Just
It
like,
is. I'm saying it's her backstory.
Well, it's definitely a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is everything that she's done before she even got with the Avengers.
That's why I'm asking. And I would personally would have liked to have seen it in the middle because that's when they were talking about her past, especially in Avengers. They were talking about her past.
But they did that already with Captain Marvel's story. You saw her backstory in the middle of every fucking
I think
thing.
it's a year before Endgame.
Yeah, but I'm talking about.
What?
What do you think?
No, you said Captain Marvel. I thought you said Captain America.
No.
But which still doesn't make any sense because she doesn't actually make it to the Marvel Universe until Iron Man 2. But no, I just think it would have worked a little better as just not a prequel, just a sequel that just leads up to another events movie like Avengers 2.
Oh, they didn't want to go that route.
No, they didn't.
No.
Obviously.
I think that was the whole point
I mean,
of doing it that way.
I doubt there's going to be a team up for a while.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the only thing
Because-
like the big setup next will be Doctor Strange 2. They said like that's going to be the movie that like sets up where they're going.
Phase
Phase
6?
2, right?
No, phase 4.
They were like phase.
We're
no.
in phase 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Look
we're
at
going,
it.
we're going to phase 5. Yeah.
I don't even
And
think
the
they're
Endgame
doing...
was Endgame was the end of Phase 5 or Far From Home.
Well, from what I heard, I don't even think you're going to be doing phases anymore. They're just going to split like the direction. There's going to be like 2 movie directions for Marvel. There's going to be the Celestial Universe and then Grounded.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because
Grounded.
the next person hinted at in Guardians was Adam Warlock.
Yeah, like you'll have Guardians set up the Celestial Universe.
Now, who handles the ground shit? What stores are
That's
those
going
going
to be Doctor Strange. Like he's going to set up the multiverse and the realms and Mephisto and stuff like that.
See, the ground shit to me is Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Iron Man, Spider-Man,
Well,
Fantastic
Spider-Man,
Four. If you could, you know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
now speaking of Spider-Man, how are they going to handle that? Because Sony is starting their own MC. Well, yeah,
Venomverse.
their own MCU because they have Venom, which
Yeah.
I still need to see. That's one of the many
You never saw Venom?
one of the
wasn't
many
bad.
comic movies I haven't seen. I still need to see Venom. I need Mobius. That's one.
Morbius, yeah.
That's one of the ones I forgot to mention. It's. I'm pretty sure it's still coming out this year. It should have been.
Nah, that's not coming out this year. No way.
I thought it was supposed to come out.
It was supposed to. I think.
Yeah, I don't even think it was supposed to come out this year. I think they just. Did
I
a
thought it
teaser
was like
trailer.
a December release or something like that.
No, I think they did like a teaser trailer and then like
There's a trailer out for it.
December 12th. I think it was. Supposed
Yeah,
to
but I don't think it was ever supposed to come out in 2020 anyway. I don't think it was. So we got time to, hopefully.
Well, still, Sony is setting up their own MCU. They're probably going to call it something else, but they're going to have their own Marvel universe.
Right. Now, are you
Well,
going
that
to
would
have?
be interesting.
Now,
If
who
they
do you
kinda-
have as Spider-Man against Venom?
Tom Holland is their Spider-Man.
Are they sure?
He's on loan to Disney,
Ain't that a bitch? He's on loan to Disney. Sony is pimping him out to Disney.
basically.
You're on loan, Tom Holland. You're really ours. You're our whore.
Sony is pimping
And,
him out
and
to
Mobius,
Disney.
he's another Spider-Man villain.
Morbius?
started out as a shit. I think he started out in a Captain America issue.
I'm just
I'm
learning
not
from
sure.
you
In the
guys.
No, no, no.
cartoons?
Nah. He started out in a Spider-Man issue.
Yeah.
He was Spider-Man got like 8 arms,
Oh, shit.
and because they tried to I think retroactive his spider powers, and they injected him, and it gave him like 8 arms, and it like made him more spider-like, and then
Look at the cartoons in the 90s. Morbius was in a couple of episodes in the 90s.
yeah, Morbius shows up somewhere in that string of comics,
Yeah.
and he turns out to be the cure for the spider power like debacle.
So we're going to see how they're going to play this live action movie, or how they're going to pull this off. If it ever comes the fuck out, we'll get a chance to see it.
Right. Okay. So if Sony is building their own universe, and I know the Sinister Six have been talked about as a possible movie.
Right.
That'd be the direction I'd go in.
All right, let me ask it this way: who are the Sinister Six, from the comics, and do you think with Venom and Mobius that they're setting up that they're gonna have their own? They're gonna call them the Sinister Six, but they're not the
The original.
yeah.
Just the ones
Morbius
I
isn't really a
remember, but-
villain. Morbius is more of like kind of like his own thing. Morbius is like in the middle. He's like supernatural. He doesn't really care. He's just in it for himself.
In the cartoons,
All right.
they had Spider-Man try to stop him to save him, so it was kind of like that thing. But Morbius was never like a killer. You know what I mean?
And Venom is like he's not really a villain either.
Now Venom has a thing about innocent people. He wants to
Yeah.
protect the innocent.
Lethal protector.
Right. The way Topher Grace
Sinister
played him was terrible.
Sinister Six has to be your villains. Like there's
It
no
was-
doubt about it.
One point it was Rhino, Craven, Vulture, Doc Ock,
Shocker.
Shocker, and somebody else. I can't remember who the fuck else.
Well, in the MCU, they already have 2 of them with Vulture and Shocker.
Shocker
Right.
dies.
Well, no, the black guy becomes a Shocker.
Did he get killed?
Or
Did he get killed in?
No,
I think he died. Oh wait, no, he does.
No, he gets arrested.
Yeah. Well, again, even Spider-Man 1 set up a lot of
I know he's a Shocker because Lego made him the Shocker.
That was his name, Herman Schultz, who was the Shocker.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a Lego Spider-Man set, and it's the black guy.
Oh, shit.
Not
Electro,
not the
not
guy.
Shocker.
Not the guy from Upgrade.
No, it was Shocker, not Electro.
Now
it was
it's
Shocker.
Electro.
As one of the Sinister Six?
Yeah, Shocker is one of his first villains. Electro becomes the main
So-
Sinister Six.
But
I
you
think
sure?
Electro's the
Between the 2 Spider-Man universes, you have most of the Sinister Six because the Andrew Garfield one had Electro and Rhino,
Rhino.
and then
Sure,
in the Tom Holland has Vulture
Vulture.
and Shocker.
Shocker's not in the Sinister Six. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But maybe it was Electro. It was
The
one
way
of
you were
them.
talking about is, I thought he was.
Because one time in the cartoons, in the 90s, Kingpin was in charge of them. He the one put them together in the first place.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. He seems like he's like.
But he's not in it.
No.
He's just like
In the cartoons, they did it that
He
way.
seems like he's just like the guy in charge. In
Yeah, I'm saying the
Spider-Man-
cartoons, they were trying to
in
make
the
him
Sp- like this. He's like the Lex Luthor of the villains in the
Right.
Spider-Man verse.
Right.
See, that's how I would set it up. I would make like the whole story. There's just 5 of them.
Right.
There's the 5 that we just talked about, and the whole time Spider-Man's like, oh man, I can't handle these 5.
Right.
Middle of the story, he finds out
Mm-hmm.
this isn't the Fab 5 or something. This is the Sinister Six.
But who's the
In
sixth one?
comes Kingpin. I've been doing my thing.
Pull the strings the whole
I've been
fucking
playing
time.
the long game, Spider-Man.
If you can pull that off, who would you get to play Kingpin?
That's what I
now?
was just about to ask because the
Vincent
time.
D'Onofrio is on hold with Daredevil.
But what I've seen of Kingpin, he's always cartoonishly huge, especially in Into the Spider-Verse,
Right.
where he's basically just a square with a head.
Yeah, that was just an artist rendering type of thing, I guess. Look, you gotta watch Daredevil on Netflix. Vincent D'Onofrio played him perfectly.
Yeah, he is.
He's a really
He
good
played him
actor.
perfectly. He was tall enough, big enough, and he pulled off the physicality. Because unlike Lex Luthor,
Kingpin
Kingpin will get physical.
He gets his hands dirty.
yes, he will.
Because
get his
he's
hands
actually
dirty.
more of a mobster. Luthor is a businessman. There is a difference between the two.
True, but Kingpin looks like a businessman.
Right.
But who
I
is
mean, that's
a
why
mobster?
mobsters have that persona. They
Right.
want to show
Kingpin-
respect. They want to be able to like fit into high society, even though
Right.
they're not necessarily
Lex
high
Luthor's
society.
in high society, and he won't get his hands dirty. He'll pay someone to
Right.
pay someone else to do it. Whereas if you piss Kingpin off enough, he will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And
As
that's
you
just
see,
it.
as you see in the Spider-Verse, where he actually kills Spider-Man.
Right. Or
Spoiler alert for Into the Spider-Verse. You haven't seen it.
oh please.
Yeah,
But then
but-
Daredevil, you got to watch Daredevil because Vincent D'Onofrio puts his hands on people. He has
Yeah.
no problem with it.
Luthor's like, there's never a moment where he's angry. He's just calm, collected, because he knows he's playing chess the way he wants to play. He
Right.
knows every piece he knows every move someone's going to make on the chessboard. Where Kingpin is more, plan failed, plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Plan B failed, plan C. Plan C failed, I'm beating the shit out of this guy.
Yeah. And we have it all on paper to make it look legal in the first fucking
Yeah.
place.
And also Kingpin's willing to buy out cops and,
Mm-hmm.
all like gimmick gangster stuff like,
Yeah.
oh, I bought the cop, I am the cops.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
Well,
watch
you
Daredevil.
could
Do yourself a
kinda-
favor and watch Daredevil when you get a chance.
You can kind of say the same thing about Luthor because depending on which comic you're reading, like comic story you're reading, he's
Right.
built half the city.
Buying
of
the
Metropolis.
cops, buying the cops would be beneath Luthor. He owns the government. That's where Luthor plays.
Well, isn't there some adaptations or I mean not adaptations?
it all
but
leads to Luthor. becoming
Isn't there some
president.
stories where he becomes president?
Right.
Yeah, Luthor.
Like I said, he still will get his hands dirty from a distance, whereas Kingpin will put his hands on you if he has to.
There would never even come to a point where Luthor would need to buy the cops.
Yeah.
Because he just knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Kingpin is like, yeah, that would be that Luthor plays the game. Kingpin buys the game.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Mm,
So let's go, getting into Luthor, let's go back to DC.
right.
Now, Wonder Woman 84.
What about it?
When I first heard, like, the ideas for that movie, like, they were bringing back Chris Pine's character, Steve, I was like, oh my God, come on, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I still don't like the idea, even though you see him in the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
They're going to explain that.
I understand that, but still, why?
That's why we have to see it.
It's been a while
Because they're
since
going to
I've seen
explain
Wonder
it.
Woman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman in a long time. Does he die in that movie?
He
That's
dies.
the point.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, how?
Yeah, he
Why?
dies.
He probably like
The worst part is, not
subconscious-
only does he die, but he dies a heroic death, and they steal that from the character by bringing him back.
We have to, and the thing is, we have to see it to find out why.
See,
and
I
how
would
this
think
happened.
it's more like a subconscious thing. Like he is her human side in her mind.
Mhm.
Like that's how she thinks. Like, what would a human do in this situation? Oh, and like it manifests into like a subconscious person, and it is him.
I don't know if I don't think comic book movies would get that abstract.
I think
They
Comic,
shouldn't, but
comic
some
books,
have.
yes. Comic book movies, no.
Yeah.
There are some limits. I think that's a limit that most audiences wouldn't be able
They
to.
kind of do it in Iron Man, where subconsciously, like they don't do it subconsciously, but it's metaphorically all the suits are now attacking him, and like it's the suits that are going to destroy the man. Where Wonder Woman can, I mean, again, Wonder Woman had no fear going, they just made a war movie and just put Wonder Woman in it. So I mean, they weren't afraid to make different types of movies.
But for this one, we have to see how and why they bring him back, especially the how. Like, how the fuck did you?
It's comic
pull
book
this-
movies. They found a Lazarus pit.
Oh Jesus!
Nah, I think I do think they're gonna go because I can't remember everything from the trailer, but it doesn't look like he does anything to the real world.
No, he's in 1984 and he's dressed like it, and he's out and about with people and everything, and her, but it's
Right.
Yeah, but does he talk to anyone but her?
We don't know.
I think so.
No, there's
I'm
like
sure he does.
no. He gets dressed and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you pointed out, he's getting like
Yeah, but
He's-
how do you know
clothes.
he's actually touching the clothes? Remember how he pans out of camera and then puts the clothes
I only
on?
seen the trailer like once or twice.
But I'm saying, like, they don't show him changing.
Right.
He's just, camera pans out, and then now he's got a stupid, like, Tom Selleck gimmick going.
I don't know.
We have to see it to find the fuck out.
And that's
exactly
how the movie ends. He wasn't even there.
I hope it
Fucking
comes.
Bruce Willis.
Tyler Durden, he wasn't even there.
I hope it comes to theaters because
Yeah.
streaming new movies is too damn expensive. They went
Mm-hmm.
25. I just learned that Mulan came out for
Right.
Disney Plus. They went $30 for the damn thing.
Yeah.
I can.
But in December it'll be free.
All right, so Tenet is
It comes
out.
out in December.
I know we're getting off. I know we're getting off subject, but just talking about going to see it in the theaters.
Right.
Tenet just came out.
Right.
I want to see it tomorrow because I'm off.
Right.
The matinee price is $30, 30%. Yeah, $30, 30% off the normal price.
Are they still doing that, like, $5 ticket thing?
No, that's on Tuesdays. But I don't know with COVID if they're still doing that.
I think they only did that for, like, classic movies.
But when
Yeah.
I didn't have my card with me, so that's why I didn't get the ticket already. But I wanted to see like the 4:30 showing, which is like $9. They said $9.30 some cents,
Okay.
but it's 30% off. It was $4.39, which is less than their $5 Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, but why would I want to stream it when I can just go to a movie and spend a fifth of the price?
Some people still don't want to go to fuck.
Or no, that's a tenth of the price.
Some people still don't want to go to fuck out the house and risk their health in a room with recycled air
I
and
don't
shit
think
in
Mulan's
there.
going to be in theaters.
I don't think it is either because I've
Yeah,
already
no.
seen reviews up for it.
I think this
Well,
is
I've seen
like,
thumbnails of reviews up for it.
Here, Disney Plus shot themselves in the foot in a way. First they said we will not put it on Disney Plus. Then they did it and charged everybody $30. Now they're saying it'll be $30 until December, then it'll be free. Well, why the fuck would I just wait till December to just look at it?
Yeah, my biggest problem with Disney is they promised a lot of stuff with Disney Plus and didn't, they said everything. I'm like, oh, you got everything. Let me see it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
okay.
Disney is still
let
being
me
Disney.
play
with some
devil's
shit.
advocate and be on Disney's side and be like, they have a lot of property.
Right.
But if
A
you're gonna
lot
promise
of property.
everything, I want everything. I want the racist cartoons. Damn it.
No, nowadays they'll have them, but they're gonna go back and they're gonna edit them heavily and they're gonna
They did
redouble.
that.
They're
I
gonna
want Whoopi
redouble them.
Goldberg telling me this
Like you could
cartoon's
probably
not
only
right.
find "Song of the South" on VHS nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. Put "Song of the South" on there, but just like disclaimer,
Yeah.
slavery.
Well, I mean, we're really getting off
Here's,
topic.
no,
here,
here's an
but-
example. Here's an example of Disney Plus fucking us over. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you.
no "Song of the South." Where is
I
it?
saw the movie Splash
You're
as a child.
You're gonna get
Listen,
banned,
listen.
Sam.
Oh God, I saw the movie Splash.
Look, he's
What?
joking, okay?
I want that movie.
He's joking. Okay,
No, he's not.
go ahead.
I saw the movie Splash.
You're not helping, dude.
I saw the movie Splash with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah as a child in the theater, and the scene where Daryl Hannah runs back into the ocean, and you see her ass. It's a little cute scene, nothing special.
Spoiler.
Right. But now it's on Disney Plus all these years later, and they CGI her hair to make it longer so you can't see her ass.
Oh wow.
Now you mean to tell me as a child I saw this, now I'm 45 years old and I'm paying for it and I can't see it?
Well, my thing is like HBO Max. They have like literally every Looney Tunes, and Looney Tunes has like what 500,
Yeah.
600 episodes.
But I'm saying, I understand it's Disney.
Wow.
I understand it's Disney, but still put some type of lock on it so everybody just can't have access to it. Why the fuck am I worried about your child watching somebody's ass on
But I'm
television?
saying, like, everything-
You're the parent. You fucking handle it at home.
Yeah.
Don't make the decision for me, Disney Plus, and tell me what I can't see.
I mean,
Right.
if there's a problem,
I want the
disclaimer.
choice.
Disclaimer. Just put a disclaimer. This has racism. This
Yeah,
has
but then you be watching.
homophobia.
Yeah, at one point you're gonna be watching more disclaimer than you are actually gonna be watching movie or.
Well,
But at least I have the
everything
choice. Don't take the choice from me.
Everything already has a disclaimer. It's in the corner with the M. That's a
Yeah.
disclaimer. M.
Well,
over
yeah.
there. All you got to do is put a
If you're
5
gonna go
second
that
thing.
far, make it like part of the app, not part of the show.
Go to R. for
Like in
racism.
no, like in the description. I don't.
Right.
I haven't been on Disney Plus in a while, but I
They put
don't,
them in the corner.
I don't think they do descriptions like Netflix does, where
Well,
it just gives a brief synopsis of what
No,
they're gonna
Disney
watch.
Disney Plus puts in the top
Warner-
left hand corner language.
Of course, nowadays Netflix just automatically plays it, but
I
whatever.
always, whenever this comes up, I always bring up what Tom and Jerry did, which was perfect. They had Whoopi Goldberg before every
when they
racist
put it on
episode.
DVD.
They said, before you guys watch this, we want you to know
This was the
things
time.
have happened.
Right.
We don't agree with this anymore. Because Tom and Jerry had a character called Mammy.
Mammy Three Toes.
Mammy
or some
Three
shit.
Tones, and she was
Three
like, you know,
Toes or Three Fingers, some shit
spoke
like
and
that.
jive, and you know, oh Tom, get out of here, like all that stuff, which is not cool at all.
No.
It's not cool.
No.
But as long as Whoopi Goldberg says I can watch it without being like, you know,
Freaked
racist.
Where were you?
Make sure you're in.
Almost ran into a technical problem. Had to get the camcorder some juice.
Make sure you're in camera, dude.
I'm right here.
Yeah, not you.
No,
You're good.
no, I'm for most of it. I'm probably off camera anyway, but it doesn't really matter.
It's gonna be like.
All right, but I know what you're talking
He's
about.
Robert
Where
De Niro.
with the disclaimers for the Looney Tunes, where they basically said this is a product of the times. You should learn from history instead of try to erase history.
Well, yeah, don't like act. Oh, we've never been racist.
Right.
Well, I've seen enough to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always good to learn from the past instead of just saying it didn't happen and then just ultimately repeating it anyway.
This is the new part of the video where we talk about why does racism exist.
Oh God.
Let's talk about Walt Disney in the 50s.
No, I'm gonna cut all of that.
No, please.
We'll get it in post. See, he's cutting racism now.
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go.
Cut my freedom of speech.
What you got?
I think we sufficiently went off topic enough.
That's what these shows are all about.
I keep on trying to bring it back to superheroes, but somehow we always.
But I'm saying.
He asked me a question in the beginning I haven't even answered yet.
Do you remember who your first villain?
Still now.
You still haven't thought about it all this time?
Nah, my favorite villain. I know my favorite villain now.
Okay, go ahead.
My favorite villain now is like an idea of a villain, not really a villain in general, but like I like characters like Magneto and Doctor Doom, characters that aren't like outright just I'm gonna take over the Doctor Doom will take over the world, but villains that have a reason. I like a villain that have a good reason.
You mean actual people?
Yeah, like it because like
Black Adam has a
no.
reason for
No. Well, let's go with Magneto because he's supposed to be the
Malcolm
analogy.
X.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Malcolm X, and
Professor X was Martin Luther King.
yeah.
allegedly.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Stanley said.
I'm pretty sure Stanley straight up said it's like supposed
Stanley
to be
said they were
Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Yeah.
He never said. He said that the X-Men in general were inspired by civil rights. He never said Magneto and.
I've heard people say that.
I thought he did.
I don't think he said it, but I've heard other people say it.
People make the obvious conclusion.
Yeah.
You know, because Magneto is separate but equal. Xavier is let's get all together and be peaceful. Where each one has reasons why they believe in what they believe. Magneto has a great reason. He was in a concentration camp.
Right.
That's a very important reason. Xavier has never really. I mean, he suffered, but he hasn't suffered on a level that Magneto has suffered. Magneto knows the worst humans can do. Where Xavier still has hope. But even some comics tend to go more towards Magneto's side because they just make humans just like despicable assholes and like the government. We gotta work this out.
Yeah.
That's where they make the humans just like simple generic bad villains, and
the logical ones want something.
Well, the thing is,
Right.
it's like
The logical ones, they want the money, they want control. You know what they want. Ones like Magneto, you know what they want, but it's for a specific reason. That means something to them.
The biggest question in most X-Men comics or cartoons come from the Sentinels. Are Sentinels made to destroy the mutants, or are they to protect the humans? It's kind of like the Sentinels are kind of like the atom bomb of the Marvel Universe. Are they to protect us, or are they to destroy? Which will always be the question in any comic. Morality plays.
Isn't it actually both?
I mean, again, atom bomb is both. I mean, again, there's going to be people that want to take over the world. There's going to be people that want to destroy, and there's people that just want to be protected. But again, the thing that comes in the end is like, well, we wouldn't need to be protected if the atom bomb wasn't created in the first place.
But to protect ourselves, we have the atom bomb.
Yeah. I mean, again, that comes over all over. Like Marvel creates the
Yeah.
AIM initiative, which is protect against just superhumans in general. DC has Adam Waller with all
Amanda.
Amanda Waller. I haven't recasted her yet. But yeah, she tries to create weapons that fight. Again, because it answers the question of what are humans doing in this world, other than being afraid. Because again, Lex Luthor makes great points in Batman vs Superman. What happens when God comes from heaven, and we just assume that he's a protector.
Right. Even though he is, it's just that the damage he causes trying to protect us.
Again, Superman himself is the atom bomb.
Right.
We're just trying to regulate it. X-Men, they're the atom bomb. That's the whole metaphors. X-Men see Sentinels as the atom bomb, while humans see X-Men as the atom bomb.
Like the difference we talked about before between Batman and Superman, where Superman wants to be the golden boy. I'll listen to the government. Okay, I'll do it your way. Where Batman's like, fuck that. I'm going to protect these people, period. You don't got to like how I do it, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then you go send your golden boy, your golden guy, Superman, to stop me, and I still stop him.
Yeah. And then the Marvel version is Cap versus Iron Man.
Right.
I usually gear my ideas towards, I'm not a huge fan of Watchmen, but Watchmen does it so well. Mm-hmm. The humans and superhero dynamic,
That story was just so fucking weird.
The story was flashbacks and everything.
It can be, but I mean, it is a very good, closer to realistic look at superheroes.
Right, Dr. Manhattan winning the Vietnam War for us. That's obviously what we're going to use him for.
Right.
So obvious.
But again, Nixon being president, the 8th time in the movie or some shit like that? That was weird.
If I had my way.
The classic picture of the sailor kissing the nurse is another woman kissing that nurse. And they get killed for it.
But also it makes it, not only does it show you what humans would do in that universe, it also humanizes superheroes in a way, because superheroes have horrible flaws.
Yes,
the comedian's a rapist and a mercenary. Rorschach is a schizophrenic asshole. What's his name? The Owl Man, I can't remember his name.
Isn't it just Night Owl?
Night Owl, yeah. He's like a kind of a pussy. All these characters have huge flaws that, they have to get over, that humanizes them. Because most of them are just human. Right. Dr. Manhattan is really the only character that isn't human.
Well, Dr. Manhattan is humanity lost.
Yeah. Just
what happens when you basically become a god?
Yeah.
What do you do? Well, put it like this. What can't you do?
Or what happens if you can't handle it? Because didn't he... I've only read the first part of Watchmen. I have the comic. I have the graphic novel. But I've seen the movie. Doesn't he kill everyone in the
I don't know.
studio?
I saw the movie once or twice.
I think he kills everyone in the studio.
Who are we talking about?
Dr. Manhattan. I think he kills everyone in the studio before he goes to Mars.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Because he can't handle it.
Yeah. Can't handle what? Exactly.
The pressure of all these questions and should he be held accountable or not? Because he is an omnipotent being.
Right. Well,
basically,
that's why you read it, to keep finding out.
Manhattan, at the end of the day, he just realizes if I'm going to be God, I might as well just be God and just be omnipotent, off Earth, away from everybody. Mm-hmm. When everything goes to shit,
right?
Maybe I'll, because again, he doesn't have any feelings towards the human race because he doesn't care about anything. He has no feelings towards anything. He just sees everything as
he sees everything.
Yeah, he sees everything on a molecular level.
No, he just sees everything.
Yeah.
He can't relate to people anymore.
And and that's the funny part about the heroes, period, and the villains. They don't relate to people anymore, not the way they want to.
Yeah,
especially the villains.
That's true.
They want what they want.
I never actually thought about that. Yeah.
And even the good guys, how many marriages and relationships last with superheroes? But they don't last. They can't relate.
No, as soon as you brought that point up, I thought of Batman and how he really, as much as he wants to, but he doesn't want to because he's afraid of letting people in. That's another reoccurring theme with Bruce Wayne.
Which is why they can't have relationships.
Yeah, because that's why it's so emotional and dramatic between him and Dick Grayson.
Right. Because I'm your big brother,
or your like
Father.
surrogate father.
Father for yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird where they are. It's like, is he his older
Yeah.
brother or is he his father?
I never liked I can't let people in. Well, you have a cave full of 8-year-old children. It's a little weird. You got a lot of people in this.
Not full of children.
I'm so alone, and there's like 12 people over his shoulder. Like, what do you need, Bruce?
They're not children.
I'm alone.
They're not children.
Alfred's right next to him. You need a sandwich?
Yeah, he's just constantly afraid of
Right.
that night when he was a child happening all over again.
Right, but some superheroes are better at it than others, but they can't handle relationships. Peter Parker's been fucking married and divorced. Daredevil used to drink. Tony Stark, drunk. You know what I'm saying? It just fucks you up.
Your humanity will catch up with you.
Exactly. No matter what suit you put on, no matter what powers you have, eventually something's gonna fuck your head up to the point where you need a break from it all.
That's
You're either gonna fucking snap and be this omnipotent being, wipe everything the fuck out, start all over again, or you're just gonna sit back and just let shit just unfold naturally and just do what you can within it.
That's why I usually like when they make characters like Wonder Woman, Superman, kind of like oblivious to all like trauma and stuff, because they're like, why would they have trauma? They're gods, basically.
Well, they have trauma if they get the shit beat out of them by someone just as physically dominating as they are.
That's what I'm saying, but like, I hate when they try and humanize characters that aren't human. You know, they try and humanize Superman.
They do. They give him Lois Lane.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
And you humanize him from day one by making him this farm boy. You see what I'm saying?
The Richard Donner? Yeah, Richard Donner film.
Right, the first one.
The first one did a really good job at that.
Right.
A humanized Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And then Snyder tried to with Man of Steel, especially when he kills General Zod, because it really messed with him. He just killed the only other person like him in the universe.
That he knows of.
Right.
That he knows of, yeah.
Aura hasn't showed up yet.
Oh, man. We were talking in our last podcast. I would love to see a Brainiac movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what Tim Burton wanted to do. He wanted to do Brainiac.
I thought he wanted to do a real Superman Returns with Nick Cage.
They did.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was going to be a Brainiac movie?
Oh, dude, it was going to
I
be.
thought they were going to use an alien or some other alien or something they were going to use.
They were going to use, like, dude, the ideas they thrown around with that movie were just insane.
Everybody got paid. The funny part, everybody got paid, but the movie never got made. Niggas Cage and Tim Burton still got their paychecks. You know, put the shit way over budget. But it never happened.
But again, the thing about that movie is, like, there was, like, 7 scripts.
Yeah.
Kevin James did, like, 3. Tim Burton had 2.
Kevin Smith, you mean?
Kevin Smith.
You said Kevin
James. Yeah, the King of Queens guy wanted to make a Superman.
I still argue, and I'll probably put a picture up in post.
What?
Look at Nick Cage in that Superman outfit. I
didn't mind it.
It's a muscle suit. All I see when I see Nick Cage in a Superman outfit is Bizarre Superman.
I'm so strong.
That's all I ever see with Nick Cage in a Superman outfit.
You can hit the gym. Everybody has to hit the gym.
No. It's Nick Cage. I don't think he could be Superman. He can only be Bizarro Superman.
Brainiac.
Now we'll never know.
He would make a great Bizarro. He doesn't have to talk to
Yeah.
Where am I?
Yeah. And his
where am me?
And his classic freak out moments would be amazing.
Do I look crazy?
All right, so I asked you this. Let me ask you this. The last podcast. DCEU hasn't, to our knowledge, isn't going to go back to the Justice League movies. To our knowledge.
Well, it's like I keep telling him. I mean, everything is up in the air until they want to. The original plan was, let's see how good Wonder Woman does. Mm-hmm. That was the original. Then COVID happened, and then they were like, okay.
You mean Wonder Woman 84?
Yeah.
No, the first one.
Well, they wanted to see how Aquaman did first.
Which, it's an okay one.
Yeah, they wanted to see how these standalone movies did, because after Justice League, they were kind of like, that movie was kind of shit. Yeah. You know, it didn't do well.
Well, because all they tried to ever do was copy Marvel. And it didn't help that they got the Marvel guy to make half of Justice League.
Well, I mean, again, the great thing about, not even just for comic book movies, but in movies in general, this is going to be a great thing, because now you can see how much a director matters. Mm-hmm. Like a direction just in general. because like these two movies look totally different. I mean, again, they're not going to be like, the whole movie is going to be absolutely insanely different, but you're going to see how much a director does matter.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Snyder cut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're going to see like, wow, man. I mean, again, Joss Whedon is a more colorful, quirky, let's make these superheroes human type director, which, in my opinion, again, I'm not going to get into a 2-hour-long tangent, but I am not a fan of Joss Whedon. I think he makes, too many characters. Like every character in a Joss Whedon movie is like, they always know what to say. They always got that smart catchphrase to say after someone else. Like, that's the problem I have with Avengers. Everyone's got that, like, oh yeah, Iron Man? Well, here's what I think. And then Iron Man says his smart thing, which is fine for Iron Man because he's intelligent. But Hulk having something to say afterwards is like, why does he have to say something smart afterwards?
That's just the way they wrote it down. It's what everybody's writing style and directing style is just different.
That's
So-
what, yeah.
But do you think after the Snyder cut they're going to get back on track? Because
If
Probably
it
not.
does well.
they hinted at Darkseid.
If it does well.
That's a big
Or-
fucking if you asking for.
Or,
does well.
okay, if it does well, would you want them to get back to Justice League, or would you like to see more of the standalones?
I would like for them to go into a
Here it comes. Here it comes.
disclaimer. No, I would like kind of like an Elseworld type situation where just every movie's different. Like no more continuity.
Actually, we talked about that.
yeah.
We also talked about how like Flashpoint Paradox should be made, and it should fix the DCEU. If they're gonna go back to making a universe, they should just Flashpoint Paradox fix the DCEU.
If I were to make Flashpoint, I would end it with the Flash like stuck in the Speed Force like timeline thing, and you just see all over him just like scenes from the Joker, scenes from Matt Reeves' Batman, and he just goes,
And so,
"What is this?"
And so each movie
And he
is
just,
its
like-
own thing.
And he sets up. I mean, what's it called?
What?
The CW verse already set that up. They basically stated there's millions of universes. We could do whatever we want. They've stated that.
yeah, but they didn't cross over.
No, yeah, they did.
No,
Urza Miller.
they didn't cross over TV and cinema.
Yeah, they did. Urza Miller shows up in the Flash.
A little bit.
At the very
Yeah,
end
yeah,
of
he
the very
does.
last episode of the Flash.
I've
Urza
only seen the
Miller-
one with Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, the very last
There was an
episode.
episode Ezra Miller shows up.
Yeah,
Oh,
In
yeah?
his costume, in his
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they start touching. He's like, "Man, what's this made out of?"
And his same fucking name.
And Urza Miller doesn't even. He hasn't even gone by the Flash yet. And he looks at Barry
Right.
Allen and he goes Flash, and he goes, "That's a good name." And then that's where he gets the name the Flash. I mean, they've set up that Lucifer is in the DC universe now. The Netflix show. So even Netflix shows are in the DC universe. They said that everything that
I didn't know Lucifer was a comic book.
Yeah, DC
Sandman.
Vertigo.
Sandman.
Sure.
And Neil Gaiman and whatever. Damn nerds. But yeah, I mean they've just set up that even the cartoons are all in the same universe. They're all connected.
That's crazy.
DC outright said it. Everything is connected. Everything.
That's
They just do a better
that's
job
a little
of
too
it.
crazy.
They do a better job of it on television and cartoons
Right.
than
Than
Marvel.
movies.
Marvel does it in the fucking movies.
Well,
and
because
and
they
it-
basically started like, here, Zack Snyder / Christopher Nolan, make a movie. They made a
Right.
movie, did okay, and then it was like, oh, okay, well, Marvel's doing really well. Copy them. It's not working. Copy them.
It
It's not
doesn't-
working.
it doesn't
Copy
work.
them. And then finally, Wonder Woman comes out, and they finally break the mold. I mean,
Well, Wonder Woman was so outside the universe.
Yeah.
Like they like.
well, no, I made a joke.
I consider Wonder Woman kind of standalone movie in a sense.
I made a joke in my review of Wonder Woman that basically it's Captain America and Thor. So I had two Legos run towards each other, and I have the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
and then Wonder Woman. That was my little joke in my review, because basically it is, because Captain America. I mean, granted, it's World War I, not II,
Right.
but still a
That's a huge difference.
it's still an American war hero comic
Right.
book
Yeah.
with a godlike figure, which is
Just had to be a
Thor's.
woman
yeah,
this time.
Yeah. So
But think about how hard that was
Yeah, Wonder Woman's
to
not
create that in
really
the first
American,
place. Yeah, she's not American.
Wonder
she
Woman
was a World War II comic, wasn't she?
Yeah,
I mean, she's.
That's what I'm.
She has the.
That's what
Star
I'm.
Stripes.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
Yeah.
She was a World War II comic.
I mean, every comic.
Grant you, for the movie they made it World War One,
Every
But-
character from the 40s or 50s.
But
was
if you
a
take a look at
propaganda.
you take a look at the movies that came out,
Mm-hmm.
and you finally get a Wonder Woman one.
Right.
But before that, you already had Captain America: The First Avenger and Thor, which is Captain America is set in it's not World War One, but it's World War,
Right.
and you have Thor, which is a god, and to my knowledge, Diana is a god, right? Or she's a goddess. I don't know.
Diana, yeah.
I don't know how they distinguish that.
Daughter of Hippolyta, who's
But is
Yeah.
she
queen of fucking
actually?
Amazons
Is
and
she
shit.
She
okay?
would be a demigod?
yeah, maybe
I don't know exactly. I'd have to look that up in post. And then disclaimer.
The disclaimer. Another fucking disclaimer.
This is just graffiti all over the video.
See, I thought you would know because you're like the comic guy.
I'm not a Wonder Woman guy.
But you're the comic guy.
Oh, okay.
Out of
I'm
the
the
three of
comic
us,
guy.
you're more of the comic guy than we are.
I don't know the semantics of whether she's a demigod or a god.
You comic book store guy
Yeah.
for the
Oh, you
Simpsons.
fucking idiot! It's not.
Worst
Put like this, she can
comic
stand.
ever.
She can stand up to the average woman with no problem, the average guy with no problem, but someone of her caliber will be a fight.
Nigh indestructible. I would say godlike.
Because her in the cartoons, mind you, her and Superman have fought on some other shit.
They
and
fought
and
in
get,
Justice League.
Yes, I'm saying they get the fuck busy. You would think with two guys in a fucking alley beating the shit out of each other the way they tear each other.
Yeah, she's a god now that I remember. Because in Justice, she is basically not on the same level as Zeus, but like Zeus talks to her like
I'm
you
your
know,
father.
I'm your father,
basically.
basically. So that's kind of how that is.
Yeah, and that's
So
just the
she's kinda like a-
cartoons, mind you.
So she's kind of like a female's Hercules then?
Hercules is he's a complete demigod, so I don't know. Like I don't know if
Okay,
Hercules.
is Hippolyta, right?
Hippolyta's a mother.
She's a god? Or she's just an Amazon and Amazons are just superhumans?
And her
It's not quite defined in the
Yeah.
cinematic universe. I don't really know.
No.
animation is more.
I would love if
don't
there's
know.
a scene where she just goes, "Yes, I'm a god."
So
Egg on my face.
more homework for you. More homework for you to look up to double check that. I mean, she can fly. She's strong. What the fuck? Like
She does everything.
I don't
a
have to
god.
do
That's-
homework. Tell us in the comments below if Wonder Woman's a god or not.
Like, comment, and subscribe if she's a god.
or demigod or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The broad with the stars and stripes on.
But that's the thing. Like that's what I was about to say. Like a lot of the movies, at least recently, have kind of gotten away from the whole, except for Cap.
What?
But even they kind of make fun of it, the whole propaganda thing of like
Mhm.
stars and stripes and blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. But even in Captain America, the first Avenger, they make fun
Make
of it.
fun of it.
Right.
Because he's in the museum and it's all like he's punching Hitler and he's
Mhm.
looking at it like, I never did that.
Yeah, that was the pump of the troops though, and make
Yeah.
everybody back home feel good about what's going
Superman
on.
doesn't like just go full red and like
Yeah.
superhero American, you
Mhm.
know. They kind of gotten rid of that.
That's a Christopher
stigma.
Reeve. I don't think they're ever gonna. I don't think you could make that ever again.
What?
The Christopher Reeve version.
Oh,
You couldn't
all-American
go.
hero.
You couldn't go that way
The Golden
anymore.
Boy.
Yeah.
The All-American.
We're not there anymore.
Well, I mean, again, the only time it happens now is in parody. Like they just make fun of it.
Right.
Like the old, like the Boys. If you haven't seen that,
Yeah.
but there's basically a Superman character who is.
It can
just-
be re-released, but it can never be made into a movie. That's part of the reason why Superman Returns failed.
I
Because
don't know what that was.
well, for one,
What was that?
For one, it basically took the script from the first one,
Right.
just changed it just a little bit here and there. I mean,
Mhm.
they give Superman a son, but it's still the same plot.
And then he was gone
Lex
for
Luthor
5
just-
years, and then came back. And Lex Luthor was in prison and got out.
Okay.
And it's just weird. You know
This, I said this from the very first, like after I saw the movie in theaters.
Mhm.
Superman Returns should have been this, an unwelcome hero.
Mm.
He
That's
comes
his
comes
majesty.
back. The world the world is gone to shit, and he comes back, and people are like, "Where the hell were you been? We don't trust you." Stuff like he should have been unwelcomed when he came back. And when he comes back, he saves the airplane,
Right.
and there's just like nothing. Like it's as,
And it became the biggest story of his.
it's as if he never left, which is
But he did. That was the whole point. And it was like, they was shocked that he was back.
right. But it would have been a better story, and if he was just an unwelcomed hero when he came back,
Well,
and not have Lex Luthor as the villain.
well, it was an
Lex
unwelcome movie,
Luthor
that's
has
for
been
sure.
done to death.
Well, I mean, they just wanted to make a movie just to make a movie, probably.
And it was an unwelcome movie. That make you feel better?
Yeah.
The movie was unwelcome, let alone him.
Mr. Director here changing scenes.
So, every case is different. Like, Marvel got it perfectly right. Whatever they did, they got it right.
Yeah,
DC is still working towards that.
I will always say Marvel got insanely lucky.
They captured lightning in a bottle.
But again, I mean, also, you got to remember...
Sometimes it didn't always work,
right.
but they caught lightning in a bottle.
You got to remember how persistent they were. Even though they made a couple bad... Like, Thor wasn't that good. Iron Man 2 wasn't good.
He hated Iron Man 2.
But again, like,
despise that movie.
Like, before Avengers, there was not, like, you know, just fucking hit after hit after hit.
Right.
They took some hits and then, like, went,
well,
okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, they definitely built up to it.
They said, we're not stopping until Avengers comes out.
Right.
No matter how bad these movies do, we're coming out with
They
Avengers.
cranked them the fuck out anyway. So, but they got it. But in the long run, they got it right. In the long run, DC hasn't gotten it right.
That's why I hate about like when people just shit on DC. Like, oh man.
With DC,
I love DC.
DC hasn't even had a long run. They tried.
They haven't gotten it. They haven't gotten it
They just
yet.
tried catch up. I mean, they killed Superman in the second goddamn movie.
Disclaimer.
You gotta be kidding me! Spoiler alert.
So it's like, okay. So here's the thing: you got McDonald's headquarters across the street from Burger King headquarters. What are y'all doing over there? Fuck you. What are you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all got nuggets? We got nuggets too. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing with Superman? Fuck you. What are you doing with Captain Marvel?
Drive-through.
I think I've
Fuck.
I think I've told both of you that DC could have just straight up started with a Justice League movie.
I told you that was a bad idea.
No, they could have just straight up. They could have not done Man of Steel. I think they could have just straight up done a Justice League movie.
I think they've
Star with Lex Luthor. I know he's been done to death, but Star with Lex Luthor, and then after that, Lex Luthor gets put in a basement or something like that,
I
and just build towards maybe not Darkseid because that's too Thanos-esque,
right?
But build towards someone.
They tried to do that and it didn't work.
I mean, they just basically did what the comics did.
Right.
They just copy them until.
Because even in the cartoons and comic book, you get Steppenwolf before you get to Darkseid. And they tried out Justice League and it didn't work. So now here's the Snyder cut.
Well, okay, Justice League didn't work because it was two directors.
Again, DC started off fine.
They still follow the same format, though.
I think
get to this villain before you get to this villain.
Batman vs Superman was the first beginning point, and then you could have
not Man of Steel.
I forgot about Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of Steel, and then Batman.
But yeah, but again, Man of Steel is still, obviously you start with that because of Superman. But then Batman vs Superman, in my opinion, is the first starting point for the universe.
Yeah.
And it starts off great because it's like 10 years in the future. And it's like, all right, well, we can have prequels for Ben Affleck's Batman. We can have sequels for Man of Steel.
But they didn't go that route for some reason.
And then
why didn't they go that route?
And then they had a great ending where Flash exists, Aquaman exists, these people exist, but for some reason they didn't go solo movie. They went, fuck it, just go straight to Justice League.
Right.
That's where they messed up.
Right. Marvel had the build up to get to Endgame. DC didn't do that. They didn't have big enough build up.
That's where I agree with you about BVS. Batman v Superman actually has a second title. It's a subtitle called Dawn of Justice.
Right.
I'm always going to argue it should have been Batman vs Superman, and then after that, another movie called Dawn of Justice, and then you can have Justice League.
Maybe.
Like have.
But how many movies do you want to? But how many movies does it take to you and to you? How many does it take to build up to a big ending? How many movies should it take for you?
Sure,
that's difficult.
But that's not a build up. That's just one movie.
That's
I thought you meant like set up the universe.
Yeah,
that's difficult to answer because it's like how are you telling the story? What story are you telling?
Like 3 movies or more. DC didn't pull it off. Marvel pulled it off.
Realistically, it should be like 3 movies. It's like
it was more than 3 movies for Avengers,
right?
But they could have done 3 movies. They could have done Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and then Justice League. But instead, they did Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and then Justice League.
But again, Marvel's not afraid to just set up a character in another movie.
Because
they set up Ant-Man.
And fucking DC didn't do that.
Yeah.
They didn't set up anybody else in between. And they fucked up years ago with your boy Ryan Reynolds with Green Lantern. They fucked that up.
But look at let's look at the mess that is Batman v Superman.
Great
That
movie.
is like 3 movies, not 2, 3 movies in one, because it has the whole apocalypse subplot in there, which is ridiculous.
Well, no, again, the problem with a lot of these DC movies is they're getting cut to shit because they're like, no one's going to watch these 4. Because Zack Snyder wants to make a 4-hour movie.
Jesus.
He's openly stated, like, my movies should be 4 hours. But the producers and
Fuck
the
no,
other
producer ain't
people,
going for that.
the producer says, I want this movie 2 hours.
Yeah.
Make that 5-hour movie 2 hours, or I'll get someone else.
And that's why they become a mess, because there's lots of stuff that you're missing.
That's the problem with Zack Snyder is, I mean, again, it's not even a problem. It's just he's very ambitious.
Do you mind
I'm-
I don't give a fuck. Me personally, I don't care how long the movie is, as long as it's good. It has a good build up or something. So would you rather sit through a 2-hour movie that's or a 4-hour movie that's real fucking good?
It has to be really good. There's not a lot of movies that are like that are past the 3-hour mark that are like gripping, and
Some are though. Endgame to me,
Lord of the Rings.
that's a 3.5-hour movie.
right?
How long was Harry Potter? Is
I
that
don't
like
know. I've
2.5
only seen the
hours?
first 5 Harry Potters, and I have no.
They've all been pretty.
No
I've
plans.
only seen the first other
I,
7.
I have no plans. No, there's 8. I have no
Yeah.
plans of seeing the other 3.
But I
But
mean,
again, they should be afraid to do what Harry Potter did. The last movie was split in 2.
right?
Why can't you do Batman vs Superman Part 1, Part 2?
That's what I was arguing. I said you should have Batman v Superman and then Dawn of Justice.
And then Justice League.
Batman v Superman is a movie within itself. That is an entire movie. That's an entire plot within itself.
Right.
And then they crammed in there Dawn of Justice.
Well, they're trying to set up. a whole
And they
universe.
crammed in there like the future stuff with the dreams and
Right,
foreshadowing
yeah.
and apocalypse and stuff. It's like
Too many motherfucking chefs in the kitchen.
You
at
have
one
2.5
time.
movies in this one movie. It's ridiculous.
The problem with the DC universe is when it started with Man of Steel, it didn't set up a universe. It's just
It
Superman.
didn't.
Right.
It didn't. And Batman vs Superman didn't set up a
Because
universe.
honestly, I don't even think they were
No,
playing
it didn't.
It didn't.
All it did was introduce characters.
Justice League
That's
tried.
not the same.
Justice League tried to set up a universe and didn't fucking
Yeah,
work.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So what are you gonna do?
But yeah, I think they should just go the Elseworld route, just like different movie every time.
That would be really cool. And again, our last podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to see, maybe not an entire like live action movie, but I would like to see an animated movie
Right.
of Thomas Wayne being Batman and Martha Wayne being the Joker.
Well,
I would like to
Paradox
see.
tried it, but it was
Right.
something else.
But yeah,
so.
that's one excerpt
Right.
excerpt from Paradox.
Right.
I want to see that like an entire Elseworld movie.
Which is them two dealing with that bullshit.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Just don't have Flash in there. Just make it an Elseworld where it's the Wayne family. Bruce dies, Thomas becomes Batman, Martha becomes the Joker.
And they just deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
A
quote
good
unquote save his
hour and a
fucking
half,
wife who done lost her
hour and a half,
mind.
hour 45-minute animated movie on just that. That would be amazing.
That would be dope. And like I said, DC has been killing it in the animation movie department, no problem. But the live action, they hasn't been the same. So it's like people, DC fans want that build up that Marvel did, but DC hasn't been able to pull it
Well,
off.
they're doing better now because Birds of Prey came out, which I did enjoy.
That wasn't bad.
And Joker came out. I really love
But that's
Joker.
something different though.
Right.
That's
That's closer to what Sam's talking about with
Mm-hmm.
Elseworlds, or just more accurately standalones.
right.
Because you could like you could contrive.
I wouldn't use
Joaquin-
the word standalone because again, those Elseworlds could be in their own universe. Like
Right.
Like you
But-
can have Matt Reeves Batman and the Joker Joaquin Phoenix. That's fine.
Right.
Not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying.
No, that probably
I think
never
it's more
fucking
difficult to do it that way because the Elseworlds are set up to be standalones.
I'm saying they don't have to be.
They don't have to be, but
Like it'll
can
be-
they be?
Don't
It would
be
be-
afraid to set it up as not a standalone. Like if you do a Constantine movie,
Right.
it could lead to Justice League Dark. Like,
Constantly. Oh my god.
I like Constantine. That was a good. I like
No,
Constantine.
it was horrible.
The Keanu Reeves one. You like that one?
No.
That was a good fucking movie. You like that?
I dug it.
That was a good movie.
God.
I did Constantine. What's wrong with that?
Constantine was a pretty good movie.
This guy's pissing me off. What kind of interview is this?
That was a good movie. Okay, tell me
No,
why you didn't like
if
it.
okay. Admittedly, I've only seen it once. I just didn't like it initially. And this is like 10 years ago or so I can't remember why I didn't like it.
You
I just remember. I just remember not liking it. But if they did it now, a Constantine movie, they should get I think the actor's name
the
is
guy that produced the guys other now?
No. I think they should. I think the actor's name is Andrew Scott, who played Moriarty in the Sherlock TV series.
Oh, you got me on that one.
And he's just called the priest in a show called Fleabag.
You got me on that one. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, he's a really good actor, and I think he would play a really good Constantine, which surprised me when I watched the animated Justice League Dark. I had no idea Constantine was a Brit, because I only knew about Keanu Reeves.
He's Irish. Isn't he Irish?
Either way, he's not American. He's not Canadian.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, Captain Boomerang's Australian. He's British. But they argued. Remember they...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got it.
I would have had the guy to play Lucifer play Constantine. The guy in the Netflix show.
Or get Tim Roth.
Oh, God.
Oh,
He'd be Constantine. He'd be Constantine.
A good Constantine, in my opinion, would have been Colin Farrell. He would have made a good Constantine.
All that drinking?
Yeah. He's got asked that he's a good method actor for that. I didn't have to try.
All right, we just had a big cut because I know we got off topic sometimes in this podcast, but we really got off topic.
This guy said some stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah, blame the black guy, sure.
But from the sounds of it, like none of us are really familiar with New Mutants. There's nothing.
I'm not at all. I'm not
nothing to really explore there.
I mean, again, that's a series that I'm not like super into. I mean, again, there's some characters I'm into, but like overall, the story's kind of like whatever.
Maybe because they're so young. Like younger characters would like I barely know Cloak and Dagger, and that's a series already that's been on for a while.
And the way they're portraying in the trailers is kind of like a horror movie, or it doesn't seem like it's a comic.
That was the original plan.
It doesn't seem like it's a comic book movie at all.
No,
but it's
a bunch of kids in a hospital who want to get out, and the government's holding them there to experiment on them and shit like that. Like that's been done to death any fucking way.
Yeah. I was thinking like Dante's Inferno. What was that movie called where he's in the insane asylum?
I don't know.
Dante's Peak or something like that.
Dante's Peak was about a volcano.
With the guy from Valerian and City of a Thousand Planets? You talking about that actor?
Movie. No, it was a movie where the guy's in an insane asylum and he's going insane. Shit.
Anyway, now that movies are coming back out in theaters, New Mutants is out. Look for the review on that. But before that, Tenet. I'm going to see Tenet. That's the next review. If you would like to continue the conversation with Walt, you can find him on Facebook at Walter Tisdale. If you want to see what Sam's up to, he's on Instagram. Who are you on Instagram?
There's a correctional facility that has it somewhere, I'm sure. My Instagram's WhiteMare12. Is it WhiteMare or WhiteMare12? Something like that. I don't know.
All right, well, I mean, that's your Discord name. So I'll find out. You'll see it in the description below.
Disclaimer.
That's another disclaimer. It's like the 8th disclaimer.
Continue the conversation with me on Twitch on Sundays and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. I'm still playing Horizon Zero Dawn, although I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077 coming out in November.
Comment section. We'll talk to you. Let's go.
Every Thursday is a movie review. I've been doing throwback reviews, but now that movies are back in theaters, look forward to Tenet this Thursday coming out. And next podcast, pretty sure I'm going to be interviewing a person I met through Discord. He's a writer, and his first book's coming out. More on that later.
Just make up a big celebrity. We're going to get Tony Danza next week.
If only.
Yeah, right?
I caught him pumping my gas last week, and he just said, I'll do it.
Anyway.
Soda? Sure.
All right, who do you want to shout out?
Okay, I got some shout outs first for the late great Miss Cleo Georgia, who had a very big comic book collection. I'm talking, she had 4 closets. She had a closet about this long of file cabinets full of comic books that you ever see. I was talking Silver Surfer 30 years ago. He made comic books from 30, 40 years ago. Stuff that they don't even make anymore. She had them.
Right.
She had them forever.
Please fill in me and the audience on who
Okay.
she is.
Miss Cleo Georgia she's deceased a long time ago, but her and my mother went to college together, and she had a comic book collection that was just outrageous. First adult I ever saw with a comic book collection that was just extensive. I mean, you had to wash your hands before she let you read one. That's how she had a huge, big collection. Shout out to a guy I know named Daryl Winley, who also had a very big comic book collection. He collected Daredevil, Incredible Hulk, Nomad. There was a character called Nomad.
Isn't that Captain America when he's not Captain America?
No, he looks more like that old TV show Renegade. That's how the character looked. Long hair, sunglasses. That's how the character looked. So those are my shout outs for this podcast show. Thank you for letting me have them. Anything else from you? I know you got something stirring in your head.
Disclaimer. We're cutting that all out. I ain't got any shout outs. Shout out to the audience. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe again.
And again.
And again. Call some friends up. Hit them subscribe. Comment too. You gotta get notifications too. Notifications for every time a video comes out. Comment to me and him. Not him. He doesn't do YouTube.
No, I don't. I like that.
If you like what you saw, like it. If you think other people like it, share it. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and listening, and live your imagination.
Smash that subscribe button.